Hey everyone, welcome to this little episode for Starfield. In this episode, I really wanted to go over some of the traits, sort of like an overview of what I think some of the traits are useful, what they do, and if it's right for you. But mostly it's my opinion on the first playthrough and which one that you should pick for yourself. So once after you finish setting up your character like I'm doing here, the next thing you want to go for is going to the background section. Background section usually serves as sort of an origin character, your character's origin, where they come from, what they do. It's more like how you roleplay. When you first pick a background, you obviously start with 3 different skills and they're pre-picked for you. So they're not randomized, they're static. So you can go through each one and figure out which skills that you really want to go for. It's sort of like a leg up system. It's not really essential. It's not really going to give you some sort of a huge boost. And eventually you're going to invest in all of those skills anyway down the line. So don't worry too much about the starting skills. You could pick ones that you really want. But for me, I just pick whatever that the backgrounds fits what I want. Rolling's pretty cool. You're like a space ninja. There's pilgrim that you can go for as well. Homesteader if you're a home builder. Explorer, diplomat. So, or you can be like a combat medic. But for me, I really want to be like a space pirate. So space scoundrel is like the only one that's close enough. But however, I also want to be like a bounty hunter. So I'm going to go for bounty hunter mostly for myself. However, the starting skills are not exactly what I wanted. Piloting, target control system, boost pack training. Boost pack training is probably the one thing I want, but the other two, not so much. I don't really care about because I'm not really going to be invest or focused heavily on the dogfighting or the space fighting in this game. Piloting your spaceship. I heard that the spaceship combat is not exactly the forte of this game, so I may not enjoy it as much or spend too much time in. So I'm just going to go with bounty hunter for now. Of course, you can pick whatever you want. Again, those are just backgrounds. Those are origins. They don't really do anything for you except just for role-playing purposes. And the starting skills, you don't have to worry too much about because you're going to invest in them anyway. But what's importantly is the traits. You get to pick 3 traits when you start your character. Traits are probably a lot more important than background in my opinion because traits actually dictate how you play the game. Sometimes some of the traits even change things up so much that you will have a completely different experience when playing this game. So starting off, there's alien DNA. I obviously want to go through the traits where what they do and how they actually fare. So one thing I want to really emphasize here is that all the traits have descriptions, and these descriptions are meant to be read because they have a lot of information in here that tells you what the cons are and what the pros are. Different than what background or origin gives you. Background or origin gives you a description and there's nothing in there. You don't even need to care about them. But for traits, all the description or tooltip actually tells you what you might be getting. So for alien DNA, you will start with increased health and oxygen, but healing and food items aren't as effective. So what I don't really like is that it doesn't really tell you exactly what you're getting. There's not a math here, there's no numbers here, so you don't know, like, is it 5, 10% or 12%, 15? I don't know. So you're actually doing a bet, right? How much are you actually getting? You don't know. So should you really get this trait? Is it good for you? Is it good enough? I'm not too sure. So usually I don't really bet on things I don't know. So alien DNA, it doesn't tell me how much actually increase in health and oxygen, so it's not going to be my thing per se. So I'm going to waive that out for now. So next up we have Dream Home. Dream Home actually gives you a luxurious, permanent, customizable house in the peaceful planet. I don't know which planet it's going to be on. Is it random? Is it fixed? I don't know, but probably it's going to be a fixed planet, but I don't really care that much about it. What I care about is the permanent housing, and the permanent housing stays with you throughout the entire journey all the way until the end. And this is what I like. This trade is probably one of the top ones, I will guess, because you get not only luxurious housing, but you also customizable, so that you could definitely just pad it out with all the things that you collect throughout the game and then just decorate it in the way that you want. Unfortunately though, it comes with a 125,000 credit mortgage with Galbank. You do have to pay weekly. Depends how you play. I don't know like how often and how frequent one person is going to be sleeping and then till the next day. So how fast do 1 week go by for each individual player really ultimately dictates how fast and how often you have to pay off the 125,000 weekly. 125,000 is actually a lot. We don't get that much, but by mid game, I'm hoping that you're probably going to have 1,000,000 credits or something. So paying off 125,000 a week is not going to be too much of a deal, because you know, the more you play into this game, the more money you get. However, Dream Home is probably one of the better traits. I would pick that for now. Next up, we have Empath. I think Empath is also one of the top 3 that most people will pick in their first playthrough. If you play games in the past or RPG like Baldur's Gate or other Bethesda games like Fallout or Elder Scrolls, you know that there's going to be a lot of conversation, a lot of convo, a lot of discussions with various NPCs, and when you have companions with you, they will either like or dislike the way you speak or how you engage in said conversation. Empath is really good is because if you either want to play as an edgelord or you really want to go for the goody Boy Scout version or the lawfully good version of yourself, whatever you say, either being positive or negative, and your companion will react to that. If they react positively, you get a buff that basically contributes to your combat and future conversations. And I do believe that this buff actually stacks up. I think each buff lasts around 2 hours or so, and you can actually continuously stack up if you do a lot of conversations, maybe like 5 or 7 times, which really gives you a huge bonus and boon in terms of combat and future conversation chances. So Empath is probably the top picks in my opinion for any trade, for any player. So I'm actually going to put a check mark on here and choose Empath for myself. Extrovert here is one of 2 traits that are sort of mutually exclusive with each other. This one, that if you're playing with human companions alongside you, that you will actually use less oxygen. However, you cannot combine this with the other talent, other trait, which is introvert. However, I just don't know how much less oxygen that you're actually using. It doesn't tell you. Is it 10%, 12%, 15%? I really don't know, so I can't really bet on this. If I don't know, it might not be as useful because there's other ways and there's other gear or other resources that basically gives you the same benefit in this game anyways, so picking this may not be as significant. So usually I'm probably just gonna waive this out for now. Freestar Collective Settler. This is one of many traits that are very specific that are tied in one allegiance or one religion, and this is the one with Freestar, and you get better rewards and more dialogue options. However, it doesn't tell you what sort of system it is. How do you get better rewards? Is it going to be a percentage, or do you get a certain tier up? Say the blue rewards will be purple. We don't know about that, so I'm going to waive this one out because it's very specific and tied to one particular allegiance. Hero Worshipped. Wow, this is probably one of the best, if not top 3 must-have traits that everybody needs to have, because you get the attention of annoying Doring fan that will either just randomly show up out of nowhere, and then you get to eventually recruit them to your company and onto your ship. And that is amazing because this is an extra companion for you. I'm not sure if you don't get this trait, do you still get a Doring fan? I don't know, but I'm guessing not, which kind of makes this trait must have. So everyone who plays this game for the first time, want to collect everything, want to have all the companions, you do not want to miss out on this trait. It is definitely one of the traits you must have. It's top 3 for sure. Everyone should get for this. With that said, I guess I will have to take away Dream Home because I don't want to pay the 125,000 credit mortgage per week. And Hero Worship is a must-have because I need to have all the companions with me. Next, we have kid stuff. Your parents are still alive and well, that's good, but you do have to pay them 2% of your credits every week. So it's kind of same as Dream Home. However, you don't exactly know what your parents' background or origins are, what they look like, what they do. You can't even customize your parents in this game, so it's pretty random, and investing in this trade is a bit hit or miss, so I'm gonna waive that out for now. Neon Street Rat. You grew up on the streets of Neon. You can access special dialogue options and better rewards with Neon. Again, this is another specific trait that are tied to one particular faction. So I'm going to waive this out because I don't know if I would like Neon yet or should I join them for my first playthrough. Raised Enlightened. You grew up as a member of Enlightened. You gain access to a special chest full of items in the House of Enlightened in New Atlantis. So this is another trade that are tied specific to a particular religion. So I'll probably have to waive this one out as well because I don't know which religion I really want to go for, and maybe you can go for them all, or maybe you can pick selectively. I don't know. And the chest full of items, what is that? What items are in there? Is it randomized every time you play, or is it fixed items? Is it really good items? Is it epics? Is it legendary? I don't know. So there's a lot of question marks to go with this. So I will probably not pick this one because it really doesn't give you much of a benefit, and you have to bet a lot on the items to be good. So waive this one out. Serpent's Embrace. You grew up worshipping the Great Serpent. Graph jumping provides a temporary boost to health and oxygen. Very nice, but health and oxygen are lowered if you don't continue to jump regularly like an addiction. So this is pretty special. Although you don't know how much health and oxygen boost you get for graph jumping. I personally will not be focusing too much on the space combat thing in this game, so I would not be grab jumping too regularly. So this is probably not for me, but if it's for you, that's great. I just don't know how much of the oxygen are lowered if you don't grab jump. So it doesn't say here, waived out. Spaced. Your body has become acclimated to space. Health and oxygen are increased while in space, but decreased when on the surface. And Terra Firma is the complete opposite trait to this. So if you're really a space person, you like to do stuff, do activities, and do combat in space, pick this one. But if you're like me, who is more acclimed to having 2 feet firmly planted on the ground, then I would just have to pick Terra Firma instead of Spaced. So either one or the other, they're mutually exclusive. So I'm gonna pick Terra Firma, that's for me, but you could pick Spaced. Taskmaster. So occasionally if you have crew train in a certain ship system, that system will automatically repair itself to full health whenever it is damaged below 50%. That's really good because it automatically repairs your ship for you when you get damaged. So a lot of times when you're in dogfights, you don't pay attention that well to your health and your ship gets destroyed. So here it has a chance to automatically repair for you. However, all crew cost twice as much to hire, although that's not really a problem because when you play more into the game, you will have a lot more credits to go around and you won't be hiring crew too often. So having twice as much cost for hiring crew members is not really big of a deal. The big deal is automatic recovery or repair for the ship's hull. With a chance, that's really good. So Taskmaster is definitely good for you if you like dogfighting and just piloting your ships in space all the time. So that one would be for you. It's not really for me at this point. Terra Firma, again, that's going to be same with Spaced. I will pick this one for myself because I don't play in space too often. I will be more acclimed to using guns and fight on the ground. United Colonies Native. You gain access to special United Colonies dialogue options, better rewards on missions. Yep, this one is another faction specific or a legion specific trait, so I'm going to waive this one out as well. The last one is wanted. Someone put a price on your head and word has spread. Occasionally, armed mercenary will show up and try to kill you. Being cornered gives you an edge, so when your health is low, you do extra damage. So this is probably another top 5 best trait to have, because this one changes the way you play, actually alters the gameplay a little bit, because you will have a lot of mercenaries that come at certain times and maybe scare you or just backstab you, or just when you're in the midst of combat they will join the combat and try to hunt you down. Really, this changes the gameplay quite a lot. I can see that, but you also get more loot when you kill them, right? When you defeat them, you get more loot. Also, it has an added bonus or an added enhancement of when your health is low, you do extra damage. So this is really good. I'm probably going to pick this one as well. But in order to get that, I will have to remove something. Hero worshipped. Everybody should get this one, absolutely. So I can't remove that. Extrovert or empath. Empath is definitely great since this game is a Bethesda game, a lot of dialogue, and you want your dialogue to be meaningful with companions, right? So empath is definitely a must-have choice as well. Tough choice. I really want wanted, and empath. Almost everyone will pick empath for sure. So hero worship is definitely staying, so I have to get rid of extrovert, because extrovert, you don't know how less of an option you will be using. It doesn't show you, so you're still guessing a little bit. It may be useful, it may be not down the line, so I probably will have to remove extrovert at this point and just go for the other 3, which is empath, hero worshipped, and finally wanted. And here we go. This is how I basically pick my 3 traits when I start my character out of all the traits available. I think there should be more traits because Fallout 4 has way more offering than this. However, maybe down the line they're going to add more traits, or maybe you gain more traits that are not exactly laid out here, because those traits are not exactly game changing enough and not really enticing enough. So picking them should not be too difficult. However, there's only a few of them that are good, and I mostly picked the ones that worked for me, for my background, which is a space pirate / bounty hunter, but also I picked the ones that are actually game changing. So instead of giving me a bonus or an enhancement, I need those traits to change the way I play, to really spice up the gameplay, and that makes a better trait versus all the others. So I really hope this helps you guys out. It's sort of like an overview of what those traits are doing and what my thoughts and my opinions are, and how I pick the traits that I should have going forward with a first playthrough of Starfield. I really hope this little overview helped you guys out. If it did, if you liked it, please give a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. This is Episodic Gamer, and happy hunting.